Hello and welcome to another episode of Laptop Retrospective, and today we have something kind of neat here. So you will probably have seen pictures of these speakers all over the internet, and they really don't require an introduction if you've worked around retro gear or if you were alive in the mid-90s and owned a PC or knew someone that owned a PC. These are the Roland MA-8 stereo micro monitor speakers, and they were essentially designed to be, first and foremost, computer speakers. They were actually shielded on the inside so they could be placed right next to a CRT monitor without getting distorted and without impacting the monitor. These came out in 1996, and they retailed for about 99 US dollars, and they pretty much held that price up until the point that they were taken off the market. Roland made them for a number of years before discontinuing them, and you can even see them on their product page to this very day, which I think goes to show that they're pretty proud of these. So what makes them so great? Well, let's start with the tech specs. So you have a 10 centimeter woofer, a 4.7 centimeter tweeter, 8 watts are driving each one of these things, so they're pretty beasty. You've got that magnetic shielding that I was talking about earlier, the bass and treble controls right on the front. You had 2 stereo line-ins on the back. You had a headphone input on the front as well as the computer 3.5 on the back. And then of course you had a 1/4 inch microphone input if you needed it. These are notoriously good sounding speakers, and there's really no other way to demonstrate how good they sound other than trying to find music that YouTube will not copyright when we play it through these speakers for you. Needless to say, they were also popular the time that they came out. In PC Magazine in January of 1997, they received a 4-star reward in an article. So given their price point, they did a phenomenal job. Now, when these came to me, there was a couple of odd things that were going on. One is there was a loose connection on the back of the right speaker going to the left speaker. That was pretty easily remedied, but I wanted to open it up and see if I could find a way to permanently do it. I had solder ready to go, I had my soldering pen ready to go, and I didn't find anything on the inside about that. What I did find was, and I don't know for sure, and someone that has worked on these speakers before will have to fact check me on this, but it appeared one of two things had happened. Either someone had repaired the power cable at some point, or the black jacketing on the cable had come undone or warped or something, because when you turned these things on, you ran them for a little bit, it smelled like something might have been burning on the inside, and I think it might have been that plastic sheathing. So what I did is I went in and I replaced it with some modern shrink tube, just to make sure that the connections were all still good, but at the same token, I didn't necessarily like the old plastic burning smell, and I'm pretty sure that's where it was coming from, because it has gone away. The other thing that I did is I cleaned up some of the sticker residue. There's still a little bit more to go, and I left the L and the R on. That's pretty much it. These could probably stand to be retro brighted, but I would need a big bucket of hydrogen peroxide, and I just don't have that kicking around right at this moment. And they actually look pretty good on camera. They're a teensy bit more yellow in real life, but they're looking a-okay. So let's try and pump some music through these, and I will include the clips that YouTube does not copyright. When I think of Roland, my mind goes to like the MT32 synth, which was exceptionally popular in that era. And when I think about that, and when I think about Roland, and when I think about like some of the best MIDI music, I think that a lot of us that were gaming in that era will probably come to a similar conclusion. Lee Jackson, his work, say on Rise of the Triad, if you go there, the only way to get there, well, it's going down the fast way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's about all to say about these. If you are looking for a pair yourself, well, guess what? The price really hasn't changed. If you go on eBay right now, the price does range from anywhere from 80 to 120 US dollars. Some of them are parts, so you want to make sure that you're looking at a listing for a complete pair, unless you're going to be restoring an incomplete set, that sort of thing. I will leave some links in the description to guide you toward those searches. And I hope that you enjoyed this quick little look on not only the inside of the speaker, but just a little bit of listening. Just like any audio experience, it is very difficult to capture on the camera. The sound hitting you in the chest, the little woofers doing a phenomenal job of just, getting your blood pumping. Having these next to even a modern computer setup, I think would be an excellent addition, because, yeah, if you want to buy a really good pair of computer speakers right now, I'd be curious to know what you would get, because something like this, even though it's pretty old, is pretty great. It's not 5.1, but at the same time, man, it sounds really, really good. I don't think I would miss 5.1. At any rate, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.